Ooh, welcome everyone to the Daily Juice podcast on the Betting Pros Network. I'm your host, Sean, stacking the money green. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean T. Green, and as always, in the Betting Pros Discord. Shout out to BetMGM, the sponsor of the Daily Juice. Use that promo code JUICE150, and you get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. Sounds pretty awesome, especially with the NFL only one day away. That's right, the next episode of the Daily Juice, you will hear me handicapping, breaking down, giving plays on betting the National Football League. It is a glorious day. Love me some August preseason football. We got college football at the end of the month. And of course, till then, baseball, WNBA, whatever else we are grinding out in these summer months. All right, let's get to the recap. 2-1 overall. One of the plays, though, was like, what was it, minus 140 on the juice. So I'll call it like, let's see, lost one, let's say like plus 1.6, something like that. I don't know. I gotta run the numbers. Not a great on the fly math guy. I do know the Phillies got destroyed. They lost 13-1. Shout out to the guy in Discord who, when the Phillies were up 1-0, he's like, hey, looking pretty good with that Phillies plus 200. Great job. And I tried to not mush it by saying, you know what? Still early. See what happens. And eventually the pitching caved, completely unraveled, and they got destroyed. But there were a bunch of dogs barking today in the MLB, most notably the New York Mets losing outright to the Nats. Moneyline, and shout out to Jared Smith, tweeted this nugget out. Moneyline dogs of plus 200 or more, which would have been the Phillies if they would have had got their act together, are 39-73. However, bettors who put $100 on each game are actually up $1,545. So again, there are some live dogs in baseball. You just kind of have to pick your spots there. Would have liked to catch that plus 200, but it was never meant to be. However, moving over to the WNBA, the Liberty got it done. Man, the LA Sparks, I think they're in auto fade territory right now. They just seem like a complete disaster. Liberty were looking really good. Ended up winning 102-73 over the Sparks. Minus 3.5, never in doubt. Not even much of a sweat if we're being honest. And it's called the Daily Juice. I assume the name came up for, hey, the juice. You're laying the juice. What's the juice on the game? But for me, the juice is that feeling you get when you're sweating out these bets, or hey, when you're up 1-0 early on a plus 200 bet, you're just looking at yourself going, oh, man, you are such a genius, Sean. And then maybe you lose some juice. But every day you're getting that juice on one of these bets, whatever it is. And how about the Dodgers 9-6? They were just in the Giants' head, took care of business easily on the money line. I don't know what it is. Playing scared a little bit on my part. I need to get some, as Vern Lundquist would say, where are my onions? Because why am I not getting down on the run line here? Minus 1.5. I think I'm just trying to stack some wins. It's training camp season. You just want to stack good days. That's what I think I'm trying to do here with some of these Dodger money line plays, but get a little more aggressive. And we'll get to that in a second. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see that I am wearing a sweet Brian Dawkins jersey, youtube.com/bettingpros. And I know what you're thinking. Hey, that's a pretty sweet Brian Dawkins jersey. Brian Dawkins, one of the all-time greats in the NFL. I think even if you're not an Eagles fan, you still got to love Brian Dawkins, the way he just destroyed people over the middle. I mean, Alge Crumpler, who just literally got crumpled in that playoff game. And now you have a chance to win a Brian Dawkins jersey. It's an autographed jersey, of course, from our buddies over at Pristine Auction. Very simple formula to enter. Of course, subscribe to the Betting Pros YouTube channel. Comment below on this very video, and you're automatically entered. Again, turn on your notifications so you don't miss the announcement. Again, someone missed out on a Jalen Hurts jersey. You don't want to miss out on Brian Dawkins, Hall of Famer. I mean, I visited the Hall of Fame last year. If you've never gone, visiting the Pro Football Hall of Fame, it's really awesome. And just to see his head there in the Canton, Ohio bust, it's pretty cool. And again, Dawkins just epitomizes hitting, football, the safety position. And if you want to get hyped, just watch some Brian Dawkins videos. You'll be ready to run through a wall at your office. If I was a manager in an office, I would just be playing Brian Dawkins hype videos all day around the water cooler, getting everyone jacked up for the sales meeting or whatever we got going. All right, we got one MLB player prop, one WNBA game, and one MLB parlay. So kind of, getting all over the map here. First up, give me Derek Hall over a half total bases, minus 125 on DraftKings. Of course, he's on the Phillies. They're going up against Atlanta here. And I'm actually getting some of this play from the betting pros. They have a player prop cheat sheet on their website, which, again, definitely if you're playing some player props, you owe it to yourself to take a look at the numbers that their system generates and see, like, hey, does this make sense? Oh, that's looking pretty good. I noticed they were projecting him for 2 total bases, so immediately I dug in, liked the matchups. Derek Hall in his last 3 games where he's gotten more than one at bat, he's gone over the half total bases. Braves pitcher Charlie Morton coming in with a 4.34 ERA. Phillies are in certainly a bounce back spot overall. They just got embarrassed 13-1. I think they're going to be hitting a little bit better come today. And Charlie Morton last start against the Phillies. Derek Hall went 2 for 4 in that game. Atlanta ended up giving up 10 hits. Phillies won 7-2. So a lot of things trending in the right direction for Derek Hall to just get over a half total bases. There was some discussion in the Betting Pros Discord. Again, with all these kind of bets, check your book, but DraftKings and it looks like most places it's just hits. So stolen bases, walks do not count towards total bases. I actually thought stolen bases counted, but I looked into that because I had just been getting into more MLB player props, and I'm like, I got to get into these total bases. I like the number, I like the angle, and I like the matchup. So give me Derek Hall over a half total bases, minus 25 over on DraftKings. Going back to the WNBA hardwood. Indiana Fever at the Atlanta Dream. I'm taking the Atlanta Dream minus 8.5, minus 110 over on FanDuel. The Indiana Fever are historically bad right now. It just of epic proportions. They are. This is a great stat that I dug up. They're top 10 in only one statistical category, which is really hard to do considering there are only 12 teams in the WNBA. And they barely got into the top 10. They're 9th in the league in rebounding. Everything else they're not top 10, which is kind of impressive. They're even bad against bad teams. Against teams with a losing record, the Fever are 1-6 against the spread. So they're not even covering spreads against bad teams. And Atlanta, not a great team by any means. That's why they're only laying 8.5. And I say only because you look at some of the spreads this Indiana Fever team have faced. 7.5, 14.5, 17.5 against the Aces. They were a 17.5 point home dog, and they didn't cover. These are just, sometimes teams are just completely out. The season's over. They've packed up. They're ready. NBA always on TNT always has the gone fishing thing. Indiana Fever, I don't know if they're big fishing fans, but whatever it is, they have completely checked out. Again, Dream are kind of cold, but this is a perfect get right spot for the Atlanta Dream. All over them there. You know what else I'm all over? That Betting Pros pick tracking app. Come on, head on over to bettingpros.com/pick-tracking. Get set up over there today. Sync all your sportsbook. Again, keep track of the wins, the losses. Figure out, again, easy way to see where you're getting the best prices. So many reasons why you want to do the math there. And what are you going to keep a spreadsheet and manually enter all this in? It's crazy. It's 2022. Let Betting Pros do the heavy lifting. bettingpros.com/pick-tracking. Final pick of the day and parlay alert. So if you don't like aggressive betting, strap in your seatbelts or turn this podcast off, because this is a plus 120 MLB 2-team parlay. Chalky as all hell, but give me the Yankees and the Mets moneyline parlay, plus 119 over on win. This is pretty simple. Both teams coming off loss. Both teams are great off a loss. New York Mets 28-9 after a loss. New York Yankees 22-11 after a loss. Mets pitcher Chris Bassett he's been solid on the road, 5-2. Anibal Sanchez for the Nats. He's going against the Mets there. 2 starts at home, 10 innings pitched, 10 earned runs. And the Mets have to be feeling pretty embarrassed. I mean, I think they were laying 2.5 on the run line. They lost outright. I think the Nats were like a plus 300 dog. You know that this is a perfect bounce back spot for the Mets. And being the Mets, I don't want to mess with the run line. I want to just have the safety of the money line. But I'm gonna parlay it with the Yankees. Get a little more aggressive here. Yankees, you got Garrett Cole going at home. I like that. 4-2 at home, 2.55 ERA. Mariners pitcher Luis Castillo, his ERA is good, but he's only 2-3 on the road. Again, Yankees are also awesome coming off a loss. So I'd like to take both New York teams. One's at home, one's on the road, but I think they both get right here with wins today. Money line parlay those together, plus 119 over on WinBet. I also like the Atlanta Dream, minus 8.5, minus 110 over on FanDuel. And Derek Hall over a half total bases, minus 125 on DraftKings. So that'll do it for the slate. And again, football is coming. Make sure you subscribe to the Betting Pros YouTube channel. Comment on this video. And you could win yourself an autographed Brian Dawkins jersey. Are you kidding me? I know I would rock an autographed Brian Dawkins jersey to an Eagles tailgate. Are you kidding me? I'm going to that Eagles-Cardinals game coming up here in Arizona in October. And hey, calling all the listeners. Are any of you guys going to be out in Vegas? NFL Week 1. I'm certainly going to be out there. If there's enough chatter in the Discord, maybe we get together, grab a beer, catch a game. I'm down to hang out in real life as well as cyberspace, aka the Betting Pros Discord, bettingpros.com/chat. Get in over there. Of course, BetMGM Juice 150 to bring that juice. $1,000 risk-free bet. That's pretty juicy if you ask me. I know I certainly would be feeling some off $100,000 risk-free bet. Follow me on Twitter at Sean T. Green. Check out my other show, Sports Gambling Podcast. 32 NFL team previews, win totals, futures for every NFL team. A lot of fun over there. Subscribe, rate, review, and as always, don't forget to let it ride.